And here we are. Hey everyone on YouTube. This is the second week of the July Monthly Mayhem Tournament. And on the left today we have Fire and Blood Vagar with Carissima Power Tool Toast, Happy Butterfly, and Red Zero Fighter. On the right we have the DunkMasters with Goosey and Cross, Hey Pot, Adenkor, Hikarito Kage, and Elmo. Right now we have a Janna ban and an Alistair ban. Remember, this is a best of 3, so if you're tuning in on YouTube, please stay tuned for at least one more match. Hopefully 3, but at least one more.
Yeah, looks like first bans, as you said, were Janna and Alistair. So it looks like it could be an Alistair jungle or an Alistair support that they're afraid of. They don't want to deal with or anything like that. But two very solid supports and one potential jungle banned out pretty quickly. We also have a Blitzcrank ban too, which is, it's really showing they really want to control that bottom lane.
Yeah.
You know? They're like, okay, we want our supports. We want to make sure that we don't have to deal with the pressure that Blitzcrank gives.
And then the Shen, which is pretty standard, but now we have a Nautilus ban, so I think these are pretty targeted. I'm going to go with they're really targeted bans right now.
They're really targeted, but they also really control the initial early game. Like the Nautilus Drudge Line or the Blitzcrank Grab. Nautilus can be played as support, but it's normally played as jungle, so they really just don't want to deal with those kind of situations. And their team comp, I think, is going to be pretty strong against whatever they're facing.
And the final ban for DunkMasters is Kale. Kale's
I'm gonna say that's
like, solid top, and I would guess that's pretty targeted too.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty targeted. Dyrus did play him in IPL 5 or whatever, but and most people did start playing Kale top or even a Kale support more recently. But it's not a broken champion, so you only normally ban it if you know someone's a really good hitter.
All right, so it looks like Carissimo's up, and it looks like we may see a Sona, but it hasn't been locked in. 20 seconds to go, so we'll have to wait and see.
It would be pretty interesting to see a Sona. Like, after all the changes that they did to Soraka and Sona just kind of disappeared. No one decided to play her anymore. She's still a really solid champion.
Looks like Fire and Blood has locked in Sona, so we are going to see that Sona.
Yeah, we'll have to see how well she can hook up those ults, and all of her auras and stuff can really help out in team fights. I think early game she has a few problems. Like she doesn't have as much presence as some of the other APs or not APs, but support. Because her zoning is not as good as Tariq's or Soraka's.
Well, it looks like we might see Tristana. Tristana has been locked in by Haypot. Goosey Cross is showing. Graves hasn't been locked in yet, so we'll have to wait and see. And that has been locked in as well. Graves, really good standard bottom.
I'd have to say, I think that Tristana is going to be an AP Tristana in middle. A lot of people have been starting to play it, and she has a really, really solid early and mid game. The problem is her late game kind of falls off because her abilities, like if she doesn't get a kill, then she doesn't have another rocket jump, and that can be pretty bad. But if she does get kills and assists and continues to rocket jump, she can do a lot of damage. So I have to see how well Fire and Blood can handle that type of playstyle if they go with that.
And it looks like we're going to see Corki locked in for Toast. Power Tool showing Malphite. Corki, a pretty standard bottom AD, so pretty good answer to Graves. Yeah,
and we have seen a lot more ADs are starting to go with Ignite on bottom and dropping out that heal, not wanting to really do that as much. At least in some of the solo queues I've done, I've almost never seen an AD play heal anymore. So I don't know if it's, again, just another meta shift. I don't think it's something that's really going to be game-changing because it's kind of either or. They're both good, but... And then with the Malphite, I think it's a solid jungle. He can go AD or AP, and he has really great ganks. So we'll have to see what kind of answer we can get out of the DunkMasters to go against the Malphite.
Well, it looks like we are seeing Adenkor showing Rumble. Hasn't been locked in yet, but Rumble's been pretty popular top lately.
Yeah, he's super strong. A lot of people just can't handle it going against the Rumble because he just has so much persistent damage. And
it looks like Hikarito Kage might be showing a Nocturne jungle, but not sure. Again, neither of these champions have been locked in yet, so we'll have to wait and see if our summoners are going to be locking in these champions. Although they've shown them for quite a while, so we might see just kind of like a fast bait and switch, or they're just kind of working things out. Adenkor locking in Rumble. Hikarito Kage is still showing that Nocturne. But the seconds are ticking down, and he hasn't locked in yet, so it might be a switch, might not be. We'll have to wait and see. And that will be a lock-in of Nocturne.
Yeah, Nocturne, pretty standard jungle. I think versus Malphite, he has better counter jungling, and his mid game has a bit more presence damage wise, while Malphite has better initiates. We'll have to see how well they're going to work around wording with Nocturne, though, because he can get pretty crafty with some of that stuff.
Sorry, I just saw Happy Butterfly showing some Morgana and Cassidon.
And some Carthage.
Yeah, and
all very good medals.
Red Zero Fighter instantly locking in Cho'Gath, though.
I'd say Cho'Gath is a really good counter pick against Rumble. Because he builds tanky, he builds AP defensive, he can start off with like Abyssal if he really wanted to. And he has the sustainability that you need to maintain farming in lane against a Rumble that a lot of other people can't do.
It looks like Happy Butterfly is settling on Morgana. I would say it's a really solid pick. Hasn't been locked in yet, but with that final tick that will be locked in.
Oh, and we had teleport on that too. Just switched at the end there. So we'll have an interesting conversation on summoner spells when we get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, they could be switching up the champions at any point. And it looks like the final pick for DunkMasters is going to be Soraka. Soraka, pretty standard jungle.
Yeah.
Not jungle, bottom support.
I'd say the strange thing, though, is that if you look at it on the team fight part, I think Fire and Blood have better initiate. You know, and they also have, I think, almost slightly better escape mechanics than almost all their champions. While on the other side, you have lots of damage. Like Graze does lots of damage. Tristana can do lots of damage. Rumble can do lots of damage. Nocturne can be built to do lots of damage. But if you look at their initiate, you either have Rumble going in because he's relatively tanky, or an initiate off of Nocturne, like way from the back, where you think it's a 4v5, and then all of a sudden Nocturne shows up and says, "Oh, actually, you're fighting our whole team." So I'm really happy they picked that Soraka pick, because I think that was going to be the thing, is they needed something to stop all of the initiate and Fire and Blood side, and the Soraka ultimate would be like, oh, you initiated? Well, you actually didn't do any damage.
And then, a key infuse to silence them.
Yeah, exactly. Could get a really solid infuse off of... I don't know if infuse would shut down Morgana's ultimate. I've never tried it. That would be interesting.
Because it's timed, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it's a channel.
That might shut it down. So that might be a really good pick.
Because I would say, like, her infuse isn't, like, you can't silence someone's ult because it's an ult and then it's done. You can't silence Malphite's ult.
Yeah. And we are now in the delay period, so it does look like Happy Butterfly is going to use Morgana with that teleport and flash.
There's just so much AoE, though.
Yeah. We do have 2 Ignites and an Exhaust for Fire and Blood Vigor. I'm just going to call them Fire and Blood for the rest of the match because, well, that's just easier. And it looks like Goosey and Cross and Haypot and Adenkor have Ignites. Hikari Tokage is choosing a Exhaust instead of a Flash, which is an interesting pick. And then Soraka, or Elmo, has also chosen a Exhaust as well. So they have 3 Ignites and 2 Exhausts. And their jungle doesn't have a Flash, but he does have his ultimate, which can make him move pretty far away. So
well, you can't. You don't use it to go.
Well, yeah, I know it's not really an escape mechanic, but
right. I think the bigger issue is that most Nocturnes are very picky about initiation, and I've almost never had a point where I'm like, man, if I had a Flash there, I would have been, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I notice most of the time when I play Nocturne, I almost never use my Flash. And I'm like, I either use it to help secure kill even more, or to flash away from a tower with a dive, because in solo queue, people don't understand to dive through a turret if you have more than half health, Yeah. And so you're like, well, okay, I know I'm going to need my Flash, because they're not going to dive through with me, so I'm going to go for the kill anyways, and then flash away.
Yeah. And I mean, he's a pretty fast champion. He's got that slow.
Yeah, he's
got some good escape mechanics.
Well, he doesn't have a slow.
I thought that little thing he spills out slows you down for a little bit.
No, that increases his attack damage and gives him a reduced unit collision and does damage to you when it first hits you. Or it gets rid of unit collision. So, like, if he hits you, he can just go right through minions as long as he's on the black line or the blue line or whatever color skin you chose for Nocturne. And then the Fear, which that doesn't have a slowing effect.
Well, yeah, I know the Fear doesn't.
And then he has a shield.
Whenever I played against him, I always felt like I was moving slower when I ran.
No, that's only because he has increased movement speed on that.
Okay.
So it's not really a slow, but yeah, technically, I guess you could say it's the same effect.
Yeah.
He's definitely moving faster.
I've never played Nocturne because I'm not that good at jungling, so I've just never been a really good jungler.
See, I actually think that's the great thing about Nocturne is he is the kind of jungle where you don't have to be an amazing jungle to be a good Nocturne jungle. Because he breaks a lot of the rules. Like a lot of the warding rules, there are positions on the map that you can find out where wards won't see you because they're never warded in that area. And so you can get a lot of really great ganks. He's also really great at ganking through a lane instead of coming up through the river because of his ultimate. He doesn't have to wait for the brush to push the whole lane up. He can literally sit at your turret, have you guys engage just in the middle, and then be like, oh, hey, I'm here. I think the best thing about a really great Nocturne is to see when they hit their W. That can be super important because it gives you a massive attack speed increase and it can stop a lot of stuff.
Well, I'm going to have to say it looks like DunkMasters is winning the skin war. Not a single skin for Fire and Blood. And we have the Riot Girl Trishana, which is free, so you can't really
you can't count that.
The Higher Gun Graves and the Frozen Terror Nocturne, though. Frozen Terror Nocturne, I've seen that before, and that does look really cool.
It does.
Higher Gun Graves, I don't notice that much of a difference.
Yeah, I don't notice
that like the stark of a contrast.
The Jailbreak Graves is really dark. This one doesn't seem much different other than his gun. And then the other one is a clear difference because he's Mafia.
I love the Mafia one.
But I'd have to say the weird thing about Frozen Terror Nocturne is that his Q is blue, and it's really bright blue. And he's also really bright blue too. So I've actually had moments where I thought about not using that skin because there's a lot of times when you're kind of looking through the map and you want like IQs and stuff where his darker skins seem like people don't notice you as much. So you can actually get ganks off because they're not paying attention as much to River. And like, yeah, if they look at the mini-map, it'll see your icon or whatever. But like some people will be looking on the map and that blackness and then him coming out. But with the blue, that's a lot more noticeable. You could like you won't mistake that for Fog of War. I even had that in jungle. I had a guy, he's like, you stole my red, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I didn't see your Q ever. And I'm like, yeah, it's because it's black. You probably thought it was Fog of War.
Yeah. Well, that's really clever, like using the skin to your advantage. Let's see if I can switch over.
That's why I normally use Frozen Terror Nocturne during the winter maps.
Oh, wrong one.
Because then it's all white and blue and stuff.
Ah.
Oh, that might be too fast. That looks
that
looks
is really fast.
I put it on normal to see what it was. It's this one.
Is it? Oh yeah, it's probably the second one. So configure. Right now it's pretty standard play. Was it normal, slow?
Yeah, just click on that and hit OK. Oh. Yeah, sorry, we're messing with stuff there. So that way you can actually read what I wrote there. Instead of it going like a mile a minute. You better be a speed
So it looks like we have pretty standard builds, pretty standard support builds, boots 3 pots, and butt.
And armor 5 pots. Oh my god!
It's the old school jungle build.
Right.
And then it looks like they're going to have the purple ward over here. Instead of
some do they'll rock 2 and 1 instead of 4 greens or 2 and 2. That might be.
Well, honestly, if you can catch it in the river, you can shut down a ward, and that costs them gold, and you actually get a little gold from it.
It can also be really especially like if you have like a Blitzcrank on the other team and you get a pink ward. And they ward your brush, and then you pink ward theirs, and you constantly.
Looks like Denkor's being targeted, shut down almost instantly.
Very nice by Happy Butterfly.
That's a really nice invade. Just coming right in, picking up Hikari. And that, no, it's a Denkor. Sorry, Hikari Tokage is.
Unfortunately, that means Malphite's gonna. I don't think he'll start Wolves. He'll probably just go right up to blue.
No, he is starting Wolves.
No, not Hikarito. Malphite.
Oh, Malphite.
I said he probably won't go Wolves. He'll probably just sit and wait for blue to pop.
I thought you called Nocturne, so I was like, huh?
No. Yeah, Power Tool just decided, okay, I'm going to just start with blue, which is fine. You know, since they got first blood, he's not really that far behind against Nocturne. And they all got, I think they all got the assist for that, so money-wise, they are all so happy just going in. But I think they get like an extra on 200 or 200
They're
gold.
almost 1,000 gold ahead right now.
Yeah, it's like 200, so they get like 800 gold for just off of assists.
Alright, so it looks like we're going into a more standard play. Everyone kind of going into their lanes. The jungle's doing their thing. Looks like Power Tool's picking up the race. Hikari Kage is picking up red or going to golems. Looks like he might be going to golems.
Yeah, he has to wait for his smite cooldown. It'll be on like 4 or 5 seconds by the time he finishes up double golems.
Right, No purchases. Kind of makes sense. They're just starting to lane. So.
Well, we did. Cho'Gath has bought that.
The regrowth
pendant with that extra money that he got from the kill, which, like, you may think it's not going to be that big of a deal, but it's really just going to help with that sustain against Rumble, because that's going to be the hardest part, is just making sure that you're not constantly having to go back from his harass.
Yeah, and I mean, any sort of stat boost you have over your opponents.
You see, he's already doing so much damage.
Yeah. I think, Red Fighter definitely choosing the champion he wants. Like, he's doing really well. He timed that, toss-up really good on Endencor, too.
Yeah, that was really well timed. Bind toss-up was like, wow, okay, now you're Alistair.
Yeah, right? That was a really good time toss-up. Oh, wow, Red Fighter really pushing his lane. Looks like Hikarito Kage is going to try and do something about that. That's the thing. That's the risk you take when you push a lane, is you make yourself open for a gank.
See,
but
perfect time.
Yeah,
going back, going by. I don't even think he may not have fully known, but he just.
He definitely didn't know that Nocturne's down here, but he just kind of had the instinct. Oh, I'm pushing my lane.
And then the best part is that since he went into the brush, they don't know where he is. So Nocturne sat there that entire time waiting for a gank that never happened.
That's really good. Really good instincts.
That'll really help Power Tools, and because Power Tool, I think Malphite at the start is a little slower of a jungle clear than Nocturne. Mid game, I think they're both even though. We do have a gank on middle though, but it looks like Trish just pops away. Like no, didn't even. I don't think he used flash. No. Or no? Does she even have flash? Yeah, her flash is down. Or no? What am I looking at? Ultimate. Yeah, I'm thinking flash is on the top. Like, where are they all black noses? What is it?
No one has ultimates yet. That'd be pretty shocking.
That'd be so broken. The only people that start with ultimate: Udyr, Karma, and Jace. I think
Kog'Maw gets it early too, doesn't he?
Kog'Maw, no.
No, he doesn't. Okay.
Kog'Maw's is his artillery.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought he got that early. It's been a long time since I played him. Kind of switched over completely to support.
Ooh, gank through the lane. Oh, that one minion? I don't know. I think he should be good. He should be able to get into the second brush.
Yeah. Not level 6 yet, so he can't push that or pop that ultimate and just
that's the problem, though, is that he should have probably gone a little earlier, and now he's going to have to wait for the Red Fighter to push his lane. So he's going to... Okay, yeah. I'll say he's going to be sitting in that lane a long time. I don't know. Is he deciding to do it?
He's taking the risk.
Red might go up on the top end too to try to be safe from a jungle.
Okay, now he's finally done it. Alright, keeps showing back. Alright, here he comes.
Yeah, unfortunately he wasn't close enough to get a fear off, and Nocturne has not gotten boots yet. That's what I try to get boots before I even decide to gank, because his Q does help a little bit, but if someone starts boots 3 pots, he just won't catch up enough to get ooh.
Doing lots of damage. Your neck goes off. Flash is in.
Double flash. Knock
and there it is. Wow, Red Fighter really doing well with those knockups.
Yeah, and he has his Philo already and has become 2-0 in his lane with 27 CS against 35. So he's a little bit behind in CS against Rumble, which isn't really surprising. But with that 2-0, he's definitely ahead. So
yeah, and he's got that Philosopher's Stone, which is really going to help him out. Malphite's got the Philosopher's Stone. Looks like Hikarito Kage has the Heart of Gold.
I'm actually surprised he started off with the Heart of Gold so quickly. Normally, a lot of Nocturnes just like to start with the boots because it helps with that ganking. But it looks like he wants to focus more on money and the mid game to try to outscale Malphite's mid game. Maybe I think that would be the important part.
Yeah, and it looks like Rumble's getting ready to build his Woda though. He's got the 2 amplifying tones. Yep. Probably gonna build the Hex Tech gun first, obviously, but.
No, he's Woda. He'll go AP, like AP tank, and then that'll scale well with Tristana. So he won't. I don't think he'll ever buy Hex Tech, because then you have to build like attack speed and auto attack and stuff.
Well, the gun before the Woda.
Oh, the revolver.
The revolver.
Oh, you said Gunblade, and I was like, that's a different item. The revolver does build into the Gunblade.
Yeah, the Hex Tech gun, Gunblade. Yep. One's a gun, one's a Gunblade.
Soraka has also gone back and got at least the regrowth pendant, part of the Philo Stone. But Sona already has her Philo because of that assist. So she is a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
on the bottom lane for supports. And then in the mid lane, we have, ooh.
Wow, dumping and doing a lot of damage.
Oh!
The neck goes off. K-Pop picking up the
So
kill.
much damage!
Yeah.
See, that's the scary thing. Tristana early in mid game was just so deadly.
Oh, and we have another
Third kill. God, he was just bullying that
Yeah.
lane.
Rumble's really far behind now.
Oh, he even started the initiate. Rumble wanted to start that fight. He probably just went for harass and then went a little too far.
Wow!
Yeah, that's
a lot of damage.
Thank God for that ultimate. That was so much damage. And he just got 2 stacks out of it, too, so.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Nectar's coming in doing some
Stop,
damage,
but it missed. Oh, and an exhaust. I think Red's going to go down.
It's so close.
So close. Can he get it? Oh, I was going to say if Nocturne tries to dive it and he gets a knock up and gets another kill off of that tower.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and I don't believe, he only had the exhaust, so he didn't have an ignite to really kind of finish it off there.
So great play by Red Fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to say, though, Haypot's doing really well in the middle there.
Yeah, in mid lane. We got 50 CS from Morgana, and Haypot on Tristana's at 53, but also has a kill, while Morgana has just an assist, so is a little bit ahead. Also has picked up Akage's pick, so going to go with a DFG to start probably, which is going to give her even more burst potential in that mid game. On the bottom lane, we got 63 CS for Graves, while Corky's at 54. So Corky's a little bit behind in CS, but he does have an assist, and Graves did die from first blood. So he has a few more items, but I think it's only because Corky has not gone, or maybe he went back.
Let's see how much gold they're sitting on.
Yeah.
Corky's sitting on, he's still sitting on
810 to 500, but like he has like 2200 to 2400 for Graves, so they're still relatively even. Corky with the double Doran's blades. Graves about to finish his Berserkers with his next buyback. Which I'm not sure when will happen because they pushed that lane all the way up, so Graves is last thing off the tower. Oh, and they pick up the kill on Soraka, too.
Let's watch that as that happens. As far as gold goes, they're only ahead.
Oh, Malphite gank!
Boom, running in.
Lots of damage going down.
Sonal kind of catching Soraka there. And then
Toes
is
picking up
able
the
to
kill, very
finish
nice.
it off, yeah.
Power tool taking the damage of the turret, so Toes could get out of there and make sure they do as much damage as possible before they had to back up.
That was a really good play. Really solid gank.
That's how you gank under a turret. I need to get solo queue people to understand that a bit more.
So, right now we have Fire and Blood ahead by 3 kills and solidly ahead by closing in on 2,000 gold. Not quite there yet. Still about 1.5k ahead.
We also got double Doran's rings from Morgana in middle and Heart of Gold picked up by Cho'Gath, so he's going to have even a bit more health, and he also has picked up some magic resist, so it looks like he will be building Mercury treads for his boots mostly. With 53 CS compared to 54. So he's only 1 CS behind Rumble, so he has caught up on that part, which of course 3 kills will do that. So.
Yeah, yep. Absolutely. And yeah, it wasn't 1.5, it was 2.5.
Tristana has also finished up her source boots, so definitely going for a lot. Oh, tons of damage coming out. No, okay, nice shield from Morgana.
Yeah, I gotta say Tristana's a really good pick for middle, just because she's got that jump and it's just so maneuverable.
You know, I'd have to say I think Morgana in the farther on, as long as Morgana doesn't give her too many kills, I think Morgana actually kind of hard counters her because she has a shield to stop a lot of the burst, and she also has a bind into ultimate, which that's the big thing is Tristana likes to get right on top of you, so every time Tristana jumps at you, you just dark bind right where she's going to land, and then it's a guaranteed tainted soil. Unfortunately, we haven't seen that combo happen from Happy Butterfly yet, but hopefully we will see a couple of those later on in the match.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick, just simply because she's so maneuverable, so she can really get out of harm's way if a gank comes in. Yeah.
And then with that's the most frustrating part too, is that Tristana's jump cools down every time she gets a kill on her assist. And a lot of people don't know that, or don't remember that. So they'll go on, she'll jump in like a 2v1, you're like, what the hell are you doing? She kills someone, and then she just jumps away to safety. And you're like, wait a minute, what just happened? I feel like I got cheated. We got Nocturne going to gank through the lane again. Unfortunately, we're going to have to see if Gus is going to push. I think he can go into that without being seen. That one minion might have been a little too far forward. Yeah, he could definitely go in. He could go in now, and this would be a really good position. He could also ulti in too.
Looks like we have a fight for Dragon, though.
Ooh, a very solid ult from Rumble, but unfortunately Red went a little too far forward, so it didn't hit him. And now he's going to see... Oh, is he going to turn around and go for the fight?
And it looks like Power Tool is trying to do the dragon. All they have, Elmo and Adenko are trying to fight that back, but it's 4 on 3.
Yeah, Happy came down. Very good response by their middle lane and bottom lane. Oh, and it looks like they picked up the dragon.
Oh, cool! They
they did say they were going to put that in.
That's
picked
awesome.
the dragon kill, and it looks like Tristana hopped in and picked up the Malphite kill. Ooh, Toast going down too.
Haypot coming in, taking down Toast. That's a.
How did Haypot even get Toast? Oh yeah, I think she has small damage over time.
Oh yeah, she got the red. Yeah.
Or yeah, red too. I didn't think about that.
And the ignite. Oh, the Sona's heal isn't enough.
Look at Nocturne trying to kill it. That was hilarious. He was trying to get that last hit, but no, Dancor picks it up. So I think even though they got Dragon,
that was a solid victory for
DunkMasters.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't. This top lane for Fire and Blood is just kind of running out of control.
Yeah.
And Nocturne 2v1, and he just takes that Rumble like it's nothing, and then just walks away from Nocturne. He even turns to fight him for a little while, and then decides he's actually just going to back off. I'm not sure what Nocturne can do to try to stop this Cho'Gath. He's already way too fed.
Yeah. Yep.
He has also picked up a recurve buff.
Although they've done a good job at trying to seal that gold gap. They're only now behind by 1,000. They were over 2,000.
Yeah, CS-wise, they're actually doing really great. It's 85 for Morgana, and Tristana's at 98, so Tristana's ahead, and we have 94 for Graves, and Corki's at 74. So Graves has maintained a persistent CS lead this entire match against Corki.
Yeah. And honestly, even though the deaths are in favor of Fire and Blood, we might see something like Senior Citizen Squad where they just out CS, and it doesn't matter that they were behind in kills for so long.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be like Senior Citizen Squad. Yeah, there's an extreme difference there. Like this one, I think Fire and Blood has a little less CS on almost all their lanes, but it's not so much less that it's really detrimental.
Oh yeah,
it's just who's going to go back and be able to get that one extra small item. Be able to finish their boots instead of having to buy the attack speed dagger and then finish it later. But again, with both middle lane, I think we're definitely going to give that at the moment to Tristana.
She's been really dominant.
But this top lane, that's the problem. It's Cho'Gath. If he gets really fed, his mid game is so hard.
Yeah, he's really tanky. Oh, it looks like Corki was able to take down Elmo. So let's check that out.
That's another thing too, is Corki is picking up kills on bottom lane, so even though he's behind in CS, he's
Valkyrie's in.
Oh, beautiful!
Nice, yeah, that was a really nice ult. Into the Tormented Soil. Wow, Elmo really kind of stuck it out there for a little while, but it looks like they were finally able to take her down. And focusing now on the turret.
I don't think that was a really stuck out. Toast jumped and flashed. That's why he was so close to her. I think she was actually running that whole time.
Purple team's turret.
Elmo?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was surprised that she lived for so long.
Oh, okay.
And I
thought you meant why she was so close to them.
No. I was just surprised that she lived for so long. I was like, wow, all right. Nice attempt at trying to survive. Another probably failed gank attempt by Hikari to Kage.
Yeah, it could possibly be failed, but I'd say this is the best that you're gonna do. You have to slow this lane down, and persistent camping is.
Oh, there it goes. All goes off, doing a lot of damage.
Nice
might work.
Gusto.
Finally, shutting down Red Fighter. So yeah, I kind of jumped the gun on the failed. I thought Red Fighter was kind of acting like, wasn't sure, but he moved ahead. And
he got a little low on health there.
Yeah.
Happy getting really close, but surviving.
Yeah. And it looks like we're turning this. Yeah, it's now a 1,000 gold lead in favor of Fire and Blood. DunkMasters really turning this around in their favor. I mean, they're still behind in a kill. They didn't get Dragon, but they're doing really good some CS, and they're starting to get some really good plays in.
Yep.
They shut down Red Fighter, which is going to be really important. One, the extra gold, and two, just
that shutdown's going to be.
Just the psychological effect of
Red
Fighter was so dominant, and now they're like that was a really decisive victory.
And also he does lose stacks too, which always helps.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem is that when Cho'Gath snowballs, he really snowballs. So when you have to stop the killing spree, you have to get the shutdown gold, and you have to stop those stacks from getting to a full up thing.
All right, Dark Brownie goes down, misses. And it looks like that's going to be even. Red Fighter seeing that Nocturne is down in middle, pushing the lane.
Yeah, knowing that he's not
not afraid of Rumble at all.
Yeah, right.
But Rumble
is doing
doing a lot of damage. Yeah, Red Fighter's gonna have to back off though. That loss of stacks has been really important. You were absolutely right about that. But toss up. Ooh, just waiting it out. Goosey Cross picking it up.
That was a nice flash. I thought he was gonna get that. He was gonna go for the ultimate into flash and then either another knockup or something. But Rumble's like, no, just turns around, no problem.
Yeah, really good move by Goosey Cross. Really taking back the lane.
Yeah, he bought some magic resist boots, has finished up his revolver, and has built up enough health. So I think it's to the point now where they can both equally harass each other, and it's a relatively long fight. So it comes down to just whoever ults
battle in the jungle misses the Dark Binder, but the Tainted Soil is able to hit Hikaru Kage just a little bit, and it looks like they're all jumping in on him. There goes Hikaru Kage. Haypot trying to jump in to help out, just getting hurt, but since Tristana has that awesome jump, able to get out of there for now. Power Tool might... Nope. Everyone's going to back off.
Yeah, he ulted Nocturne, so he couldn't get an ult off on that. We also did have the ult from Sona, and... Yeah, all three ults were burnt in that fight, and they did save Corki too, so...
Yep. So another kill in favor of Fire and Blood, who are still maintaining their 1,000 gold lead.
Which I think is the majority of that is Dragon and that one kill.
Yeah. Yep.
So that could definitely shift because Dragon is up, but no team is going for it right now. So they're working on other map objectives and not focusing as much on Dragon. Could have some fight between maybe deciding no. We do have power tools. I think he just maybe he didn't ping blue, but he's talking. No, okay, he just takes it. I think he's taking it almost every time now, though.
Yeah,
I don't think Morgana said it once.
I've seen Haypot with a red. I haven't seen Happy Butterfly with anything.
Yeah, I was to say I don't think they're doing it that way. It's just a little surprising because that's why a lot of mouth fights build either tank or AD for that exact reason that it makes it to where they don't need blue. Yeah, so tons of damage from Tristana, but no death.
And here comes a Denko doing a lot of damage. Focusing down Toast.
Toast is staying in there a little too long.
And the Ignite.
With the last auto attack, it's the kill. Very solid by Denkor.
Yeah. Doing really well.
I'm surprised. Like, Charisma backed up, and then he was just like, no, I'm just going to keep shooting.
Just knowing your champion.
Yep.
Just being able to, you know what, I can do this.
Yeah, Soraka generally does have better sustain anyways against the Sona.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, Sona gives more, I think, more utility during team fights for certain moments. But Soraka's just, I can heal this person really, really well.
Oh, Karishima.
See, there you go. This is an exact...
lonesome.
Use both heals for that, though.
And Denkor, ooh, it's so close, but... Gets
nice. I think that was an ulti heal.
Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Yes, I believe you're correct.
Yep.
Power Tool trying to find
Denkor.
But Toast is there, missing a Denkor.
He missed the ult too. Ooh, Happy Butterfly. This is the moment to get a good Dark Binding.
Yep, this is
the moment.
We do have
no Nocturne ult. Miss the binding.
Focusing now on Happy Butterfly.
Unfortunately, Denkor's really low.
Oh, there we go.
Shut
Happy
down.
Butterfly just walking in there anyway, doing the damage.
She used her ult to get that kill now. Yeah, she did.
Wow.
She just ulted and insta-gibbed him. And then they're going to pick up another dragon from this, possibly.
Yep, they're pulling the dragon. But Haypot's here. Hikaru Kage's here. They backed off, letting dragon reset. So how are we doing for CS and items? We're dead. Hold on, I'm sorry about interrupting you, but we're dead even with gold, dead even with towers, and dead even with kills.
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
And dragon is kind of being contested. There's a little contention here from the bottom lane, Power Tool and Toast. On that bottom lane, we have 119 CS for Corky and 156 for Graves. So Graves still very far ahead in that, and they are also both 3-2. But Graves has one more assist, so he's even more ahead in gold because of that. So he's going to have a pretty nice mid game. In the middle lane, we have 139 for Morgana with a 1-2-3, and then a 3-0 with 163. So Tristana just destroying that middle lane, CS and kill wise. So again, she's going to have a really strong mid game. On the top lane, though, we do have Red Fighter at 127, while Rumble's gone to 142, so he has caught up. He is 1-3-1, and we do have 4-2 on Red Fighter, but because of the CS difference, I'd have to say they're actually pretty even.
Yeah, that's quite a significant lead for Boosty and Cross.
Yeah.
But it looks like we have all of Fire and Blood coming in here, focusing on Dragon, and no response.
I don't even think there's a ward. So
I don't think they know.
They cleared out the wards. They waited for a little while. They kind of did other stuff on the map, and then they did a solid pickup. Happy looking like she's going to
really
teleport up top to make sure they don't get a free turret off of that.
Yep. Nice teleport. Yes, Power Tool has the Oracle right now.
Happy also has picked up a Needless Ardrada and a Plastic Wand. So it looks like she's going to go with the Death Cap instead of the more standardized Hourglass that a lot of people go. But no surprise that you're going to go against... I would not 1v1 Nocturne versus Cho'Gath, because Cho'Gath just lives way too long, and allies are going to show up.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is some really cool play. If he gets
Power Tool does have ultimate, but it's looking like he's deciding not to use it. He just wants to back him up off his red.
But here comes the Denkor, Elmo, most of his team's coming in. Boosting Cross is up top, trying to...
Good response, definitely trying to control this buff.
And it looks like they're going to pick that up. They've completely zoned them out, picking up that buff. Great steal. It was very nice.
Yeah, I think they saw the Rumble, and that's the thing they were afraid about. They're like, okay, we can engage in a 4v4, but Rumble's coming out faster than Morgana was. So in the later part of that team fight, Rumble was just going to come in and go, ha! As kill everyone. Yeah. Especially with a really solid ultimate. That could be pretty dangerous in the jungle because of the small areas.
And it looks like...
Oh, Morgana. Okay.
Nice Dark Binding lands, hits Hey Pot, but... not going to be able to do much there.
I was to say
might have been able to throw down a Tormented Soil, but
you could have, but you did what you wanted. You wanted to make sure to check that rush and get them to back off, so no one walked into that by accident.
Yep.
But it looks like Hidoriko Kage is picking up some jungle here. They had picked up red buff, so they are shutting Malphite down a little bit here. He is at 81 CS compared to 128 for Nocturne.
Looks like we might have a turret swap. Bottom turret here has been targeted by DunkMasters, and everyone from Fire and Blood are coming up to handle this middle turret.
I'd say the middle turret's a bit more important, but it looks like we are getting a response too. So,
well, the blue team's Fire and Blood's turret has gone down, and they might actually have enough time to get up here and engage that. But no, that's really low now. So it looks like we're gonna have a turret exchange.
Oh, very good ward from Red Fighter. Seeing them.
Yeah, almost went down, but vanished just in time. Red Fighter knocking up Boosting Cross, doing some silence, doing some damage.
Ooh, Elmo
zoning out Elmo. But so able to take down Toast. Boosting Cross able to take down Happy Butterfly, and oh wow,
double kill.
Red Fighter. Hikaru Kage able to take down Power Tool.
Honestly,
and Elmo lives. Good job.
That initiate was nuts.
Yeah, that was good. And now we have Baron.
So yeah, DunkMasters going, okay, it's time to Baron. Only one
they're now
person
ahead in
left.
gold. They're even in towers, but they're ahead in kills. So they're doing a really good job.
I think the big thing is that gold-wise they're not that much different, but with all of the killing sprees, they just shut down. Because they could have had maybe a 1 or 2 killing spree on Corky. I think actually Cho's I don't think has been shut. He just was shut down a while ago.
Yeah,
and he hasn't gotten a kill from that. But, they're getting their own killing sprees. They're getting shut down gold and stuff. So I think that's the good part is it's still very, you can come back with Fire and Blood, but that'll help a good amount. And they also get a lot of map control. They get a free Baron, possibly a free blue here. It looks like Cho'Gath is coming up, though, so we could have a response from that.
And here comes Red Fighter.
Yeah, Cho picked it up.
Ooh, nice. Hikaru Kage doing all the damage.
And we also need to make fun of Hidoriko Kage for picking such a meticulously annoying name to say.
Yeah, right? Jeez.
It's try to say that 10 times.
Yeah, right?
Not going to happen.
Tongue-tied half the time.
It's a nice name, too. It's just one of those names that you have to, on a diction level, you have to slow down. You can't just, throw it out there.
Unless it's something like you're just used to saying.
Yeah.
I'm not used to saying that. Hikari no Kage. Alright, so it looks like we do have some grouping up going on.
Another blue buff being taken.
Yeah, couldn't get the blue
Elmo charging into the jungle by herself for
Well,
reward.
you know what? She might just set up a great initiation.
I was to say, I had one. I was playing a Tarek, and I failed. I went somewhere as I shouldn't have. I totally got jumped, and we ended up facing their team.
Now, let's say a lot of damage going on. Hey Pot being knocked up, Sona ulted, and they're able to take that down. But Hey Pot was able to shut down the Hey Pot. Wow. And here comes the Denkor cleaning up, taking on Karissima, taking on Happy Butterfly, probably taking on this mini wave, probably going to be taking down Red Fighter, unless he runs away.
Yeah, I would say,
and definitely taking down this middle tower.
If they decide to dive through the turret, though, which I think they completely can. They have a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think they just want just take the objective. I don't think they view Red Fighter as a threat anymore. All right, and here comes the inner turret taking out middle inner turret going down. Inhibitor going down really quickly.
Yeah, they're definitely maximizing their use of this Baron buff.
Yeah, that was definitely a really good use.
I think that's a major like there was a point where it was like, I don't know, it could still be like you could still have a comeback, but I think that was a point where it's solidly in DunkMasters' court. They're
yeah, absolutely. They really turned this around. Just solid team mechanics.
I love how Rumble was down his lane the entire time, but he maintained equal CS, and then in this mid game, he's picked up enough kills to where now he's a really dangerous threat.
Yeah, absolutely. And Red Fighter can't just go up and attack him anymore.
Yep.
And just be like, I'm chill guy.
And they're not focusing Red Fighter either.
And here comes Red Fighter focused, running in there. Hikari no Kage just instantly giving toast. Red
Toast
Fighter
like jumped into the middle of all
right. Happy Butterfly going down as well. Wow, this Fire and Blood is just getting eaten alive now.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They just kind of walked right into that.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I understand Red Fighter walking into it because he's the tank, but then Toast literally leaped into everyone, and I was like, no.
Where's our damage? And with the damage gone, they can just
it's like you sit in the back, you throw your ulti, you throw some phosphorus stuff up, and then you use your jump in to either jump away from people or to jump in when you clearly have the advantage in the fight.
All right, so the last bottom middle turret has gone down, and the inner turret is left. Everyone's coming back fairly quickly, so they might be able to poke at it a little bit, but I don't think they'll be able to take it down.
I don't know. I think they got.
Oh wow! Okay, they're doing a crap ton of damage. Yeah. Never mind.
So they have
That's
going to
go down. Whether or not the inhibitor goes down is another story, as all of Fire and Blood are up and ready to fight. But honestly, they can just probably split push this. Top turret's going to go down here. They're now ahead by 6 turrets. And there goes top turret for free. So close, there it goes.
And it looks like we are getting a dragon pickup also.
Wow, that was quick.
Which I think is their first dragon, but it's okay because they have the entire map now, and all their wards are in forward positions now, so they can safely farm their jungle and also farm and contest the enemy jungle.
Their power level is reaching 9,000 and might go over very soon.
Yeah, they got 1 kill left and about 2,000 more gold.
Yep, and their power level will be over 9,000.
Or no, their power level is over 9,000. I thought...
No, you have to get both.
You have to get both to break the scouter.
Oh, yeah, break the scouter. It's over 9,000, then we break the scouter.
Yeah.
So they haven't yet. They haven't gotten over 9,000 because they're not 10,000. They're not 10 kills ahead. So they're right.
Yeah, so they had to get one or the other to be over 9,000, and then
finish
the
up
one
next one to break the
scouter. There we go. Wait, no, that's double. That's 9 and 18.
Yeah, but it's not 10. Oh, yeah, I guess if it's double,
I
thought it was 10 ahead.
Yeah, okay, 10 ahead. Yeah, that is true. That's
we gotta make up our own rules,
right? We're arguing about the own rules that we set up. We're trying to remember. It's been like a week since we've talked about breaking the scouter.
Well, I mean, we had so many issues last week where I don't even remember.
Oh yeah, it was 2 weeks.
Yeah,
we had 1 match last week or something like that.
Oh wow, doing a lot of damage to that inhibitor, but it looks like Fire and Blood is able to fight them off at least temporarily.
Power Tool just going for it.
Yeah.
Taking tons of damage. I think this is already bad. They're already in a bad position. Power Tool's going to... Oh, Happy Butterfly gets a nice one.
They were able to take down the Denkor. Denkor's the
Haypot hasn't used any of her abilities yet,
does a lot of damage. Oh, yeah, Haypot, too. Looks like Red Fighter was able to take down Goosey and Cross, but Haypot's coming in there, taking down Toast, focusing down that inhibitor, finally able to take that down. Surrounded, but has Elmo as a support. Probably going to take down Red Fighter. So close, so close, so close.
Unfortunately, I already used jump, so...
Yeah, but I think, they have something far more important, which is going to be taking down these turrets.
Yeah, 2 turrets. Almost another wave just came in, too, so they're going to add another super minion.
And
or maybe
there
even
goes 1 turret. That's a huge lead for...
Oh, and he created Kage.
Yeah, coming in,
pushing
doing
top
the split
lane.
push. Great job. That's going to take down the last inhibitor.
So yeah, first game, definitely DunkMasters.
We're still not over 9,000.
Oh, and they just got 1 kill, so that way they're not 1 ahead either.
The scouter has not been broken. We are not over 9,000. Fire and Blood doing a good job trying to stay in it as much as they can, but I don't think they're coming back from this.
Yeah, they would have they would have to defend and farm until at least 2 inhibitors were up, and then push whatever lane the 3rd inhibitor was down. Hope that no one backdoors.
Yeah.
Or contest a Baron and have enough push on each of their lanes to where they can run to the other side of the map, knock down everything for one inhibitor lane, and then go for the kill. So it'd be really, really rare.
It does look like DunkMasters are fighting Baron. Probably going to be uncontested as they have massive...
Oh, we can get a hilarious little Baron picture.
Oh, that is cute. He doesn't look scary at all in that picture. He looks kind of adorable.
I think that's kind of the joke. Baron Nashor always looks weird.
Alright, so will DunkMasters finally put the last nail in the coffin of Fire and Blood for this match? Again, this is a best of 3, so as soon as we're done with this match, we will be switching over into the next match, and DunkMasters will get first pick, so we'll have to change up those little tags there. And Fire and Blood will be on purple team. So let's see how that goes. I think we're going to see some more targeted bans, although, I don't know, some of those bans were pretty targeted before.
Yeah, but after this one, yeah, I definitely see some problems.
Yeah.
Like Tristana, huh?
Even Rumble.
Yeah, I'd say like.
I mean,
well, I don't know. Like they may go the Rumble ban, or they may just decide to go with a different pick. Like Red did really good in the early game, but unfortunately he didn't scale as good as Rumble did.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like, who could scale against Rumble the entire time and shut him down? I just don't know. It's really hard.
Maybe Riven? Like a really good Riven? Maybe? I mean, I've seen Rivens pull off some pretty good stuff.
I don't know. I don't think she has a sustain. That's the reason why he went with Cho'Gath, though.
Yeah.
Was the sustain. Because like you could have like a Singe too, but Singe doesn't have the sustain.
Maybe a Vlad? It's a pretty solid pick. And down goes Toast, and Power Tool, and Happy Butterfly, and Red Fighter, and that will be the game. Karissima is Sona and doesn't do much damage at all. And there goes Nexus. A Denkor.
I was saying Nexus almost getting 2 kills though.
But Karissima was able to pick up the kill on Elmo, who just walked right up into the shop. So the shop did most of the work. So good job.
But they did break the scouter by the end of it.
Did they break the scouter? Yeah, they did break the scouter. The scouter is broken.
By game 1.
Alright, so let's do the print scale. Again, if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like us, follow us on Twitter at LOLMonthly, on Facebook at facebook.com/monthlymayhem. Follow us on own3d.tv/power_underwhelming. Check out the website, LoLReportDotCom, little tab on the right-hand side, and you can check out everything you want to know about Monthly Mayhem. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next match of the second week of the July tournament of Monthly Mayhem, Round 2, DunkMasters versus